What's your name? Is it true what they say about you? This is the Artist Unloaded.
Hey, you. Hey, you. Is it true what they say about you? Welcome to Artists Unloaded. This is season 1, episode 5, and today we welcome to Artists Unloaded from Kingston, Ontario, ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages. This is Mellow Lily. It's good to have you here, and we know that there's going to be a performance. She's going to play a few songs, but first, let's get to the questions because that's what this is all about. Remember that you can reach the Artists Unloaded podcast as well as on all of our outlets, RSS, YouTube, everything. Also on Amherst Island Radio on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. 101.3, I believe it is.
Yeah.
FM 101.3. All right, let's get to it. Welcome to Artists Unloaded. It's good to see you here, and it's a pleasure to have you.
It's great to be here.
Excellent. So the first question that I have for you is, how do you get your motivation and your inspiration for the songwriting process?
So I write a lot about where I've been and what I've seen and travel in Canada and landscapes.
Yeah.
So I would say it's mostly travel. I struggled a lot during the pandemic because I didn't go anywhere. So I didn't write anything for those years. But I've been to BC, I've been to Newfoundland. And I find that I write when I'm traveling mostly. So
you travel a lot, and it's actually kind of where we're both musicians. I just want to mention, like, I'm the opposite. Like, I don't travel much at all. And during COVID, I stayed in and wrote and did that. But this isn't about me. This is about you. We'll get to the so you do a lot of traveling, and you're inspired by the traveling. Inspires you because of just how you feel when you travel, or the stories that you hear from others, or is it about your own experience?
I would say it's a mix of who I meet and their stories, as well as, the landscapes and everything that you see. When I particularly, I do the Via Rail train. So I see a lot of things that you wouldn't see if you were driving.
Yeah.
And it's pretty incredible, especially when you go out to Vancouver and you're going through the mountains and everything. That's a big part of my inspiration. And nature. I'm a bit of a hippie.
Yeah, I can relate. I like the train too. Just rolling along and just like seeing all this you would never see. You wouldn't see it in a car, you know, because you're not out there with the mountains, and it's beautiful. I agree. So what inspired you to start making original music?
Well, I think I was 14 years old, and my friend pointed out that I write poetry as well. And they said, you play music and you write beautiful poems, so why don't you take it and put it to music? And well, light bulb, and the rest is history. So
yeah. Did you feel like when they suggested that to you, did you feel like that's something I could do, or did it take you a while to get the music thing, or is it just in your blood? You kind of naturally.
It was definitely a challenge when I first started, just because it's not the same to just write words. You have to consider the melody and the timing and everything behind it as well. So it took a long time, but I would say by the time I was 16, 17, I was writing all right stuff.
Awesome. Okay. So what has been your biggest supporter on your journey so far? Who has been your biggest supporter? Because I know we all have somebody who supports us the most out of everyone. Do you feel like there's one person in your life that really, supports you the most out of everyone?
I would say there are 3.
Okay.
My parents, for sure. I've brought my mom to tears with some of the songs I've written, and she's always telling me she's so proud of me. And when I first started out, I called her momager. She would get me shows, and she'd advocate for me all the time. And she's the reason I started singing the national anthem at hockey games up north. And but then also my dad, and he's also very supportive. And then, of course, my husband. I couldn't do this if it wasn't for him. It's been amazing. He says to me, you know what, you go do your thing on a Friday night, go to the bar, play your music, and I'll take the kids. And don't worry about it. And before we had children, I used to joke I didn't pay him enough because he'd carry my gear, he would drive me places. Like he was my roadie. So yeah, definitely him.
Well, that's cool. Is it, you know, to have a roadie who doesn't mind doing it and, you know, is a supporter. And of course, someone very special to you as well. That's really great. I can't say that I've ever had that opportunity, but that must feel good. So who's your biggest musical influence? Do you have one particular, or is there many?
My music taste is very eclectic. I'll go from listening to Metallica and heavy metal one day to, you know, country the next. So I wouldn't say that there's one particular person that I really draw influence from. As far as writing is concerned, Gordon Lightfoot is 100%. I have actually been compared to his writing.
Wow. Okay.
So
that's cool.
yeah, he's definitely one of my influences when it comes to writing. And Stan Rogers, I went out to Halifax on the train one summer and I went to see a Stan Rogers play. It was all his music and I fell in love. So I try to incorporate some elements of Stan Rogers and Gordon Lightfoot when I'm writing.
That's really cool. It's the era of music that there was so much feeling and, like, you know, there's an importance in the music and the songs and the message and everything. That's just, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like these days just isn't there anymore the way it was then. It just isn't there.
No, I totally agree.
And it is something special that I think is really great that you're, you know, bringing to the forefront and keeping intact so that people can really connect with that. I struggle with that, and I think that's really cool. Some of us are better than others at, you know, bringing that to the table, and, you know, that's really cool that you do that. And Gordon Lightfoot, I'm a huge fan as well. Always have loved Gordon Lightfoot. What barriers do you feel exist for new artists today?
I have to say that in a digital age, it's very difficult to get the attention that you need to get where you want to go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I feel like today it's not necessarily about the music. A lot of it is about, you know, the numbers. It's, you know, how many viewers do you have? How many subscribers do you have? So if you don't have a lot of followers online, you know, you might not necessarily get that gig. So
Yes. Yeah.
it's a struggle. And I mean, we obviously don't make the same amount of money as you would have back then because a lot of it, you know, the streaming platforms and stuff, they don't pay very much for musicians' music to get played. So
Yeah. And I think I saw something online. It wasn't Janis Joplin. I'm just going to use her as an example. But it said, imagine telling Janis Joplin that she has to be a content creator as well as a musician, as well as a marketer, as well. It would never happen.
oh no, one of my pet peeves is that, you know, you're expected not only to play music, but, you know, tell people about your life online, and you have to take videos of yourself like before and after the show and what you do and, you know, who you are behind the scenes. And, you know, you're a musician first and foremost. So it's a little bit annoying that you have to do that to keep your presence up as well.
It is. I think it's really important to, it's like you say, you know, to remember that just being a musician and being an artist is enough. Unfortunately, you know, these are the times. Do you have any, it's so stupid though, isn't it? I mean, we have to do it. It's the only way. We are the music industry now.
Yeah.
There's no, you know, this is the music industry, content creation. Do you have any ideas that might help a not very active local scene?
So if you're talking about like venues, like at small towns who, you know, are looking to provide for musicians, there's a lot of funding out there, Ontario funding, Canadian funding, for venues to start up. You could start up a new festival if you wanted. You just have to look into the right organizations like Factor and Ontario Creates, and there's a lot of grants out there, so you don't even have to pay them back after you've done the event.
So there's not, in your opinion, there's not enough people in the area really, or in a lot of the areas around here. They're actually really willing to do it. They just don't, they're not in that mindset. They don't really know how it works, or maybe they just don't, you know, they're just completely oblivious to it.
I think it's a really big commitment to decide that you're going to put on a music festival. So
For
a lot
sure.
of people, you know, you have to have the right organization skills. You have to treat it like a business. It's not a hobby, right? So It takes the right person.
It takes the right person. Exactly. I was just going to say that. Absolutely. What does your production workflow look like when you know, from the time that you get a conceptual idea for a song or a poem, and you like, do you do the music first, or do you do the words, you know, the lyrics first, or how does that flow before you get to the recording part of it?
I definitely switch between lyrics first or music first. A good example, I was driving down to Nashville and I saw a sign that said 66 miles to Roanoke, and I thought, oh, I could put that in a song. But in my head, I'm like, I have the tune, I just have to come up with the chords.
Right.
And that was the hardest part for me. So I actually sat down with other songwriters in Nashville, and this one guy came up. He said, I know exactly what chords to play, so you just sing the song and we'll go with the flow. And that's how that worked. But then on the other hand, sometimes at 3:00 in the morning, I'm laying in bed and a line will pop into my head, and I'll wake up and I'll write an entire song without even having to think.
That's awesome. I only wish I could do that. Anyway, again, this isn't about me. I just like to mention that because, you know, we're all musicians in the room here. We all have different ways of coming up with music, and how did the song come together? You know, sometimes it's simple, and like I say, sometimes it's a little more involved. Like you see something, like you say, it was what was it?
66 miles to Roanoke.
Yeah. And you could see something and be like, that sounds like a good hook for, you know, a song. So is there any atmospheric, and I added this question in, these are all standard questions, mostly for all the people that come on for all the musicians that come on the podcast. But I like to know, is there any atmospheric necessities when you write? Do you have to have a certain, or when you record even? Do you find it helps you to have maybe certain lighting in the room, or just, you know, maybe a smell of a certain candle or anything like that?
I have a beautiful sunroom in my house. We live in a 100-year-old home, so it has all windows all the way around it, and I'm surrounded by nature.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm a little bit of a hippie, so I really enjoy that.
So you're in your element when you're out there, and, you know, the sun's coming in and you can see the leaves and everything. That's awesome.
Cozy vibes.
Like
in the wintertime, I like to brew myself a tea and sit down with the tea and sip it while I'm thinking about what I'm writing. And
so super relaxed vibes.
Yeah.
We had an artist on here. His name is Owen Wright. That was the last episode. And he said, doesn't matter to me. He said, give me the grungiest basement ever. He said, I can write, no problem. So it really depends on the person. And that's just the way it is. I'm like you. I have to have a certain kind of setting. I dim the lights a little bit. I try to relax, and, you know, I get into it. So the next question, would you rather be an independent artist, or would you rather be a signed artist? Whether it's on, you know, an indie label, or I guess, in your journey with music, like, are you good with what you're doing, or is that an aspiration you have?
So I do have an aspiration to have a team behind me. Yeah. I'm fortunate enough to be connected with a 5-time Juno Award winner in the Toronto area, and he has a team dedicated to promotions and everything. So they're doing some work for me, and I have gotten to a point where I'm like, I need a booking agent, I need a tour manager, because it's a lot to do on your own.
Absolutely.
And I've been doing this on my own for 15 to 17 years, and it's only in the last few years that it's really exploded, and I really have felt like I need someone to take on some of the load, because I'm getting to a point where, you know, I'll double book myself and then go, whoops, like I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And
if
then
I had someone taking care of it, I wouldn't have to worry about it. So
okay. I think there's only a few more questions. This is really fun. I'm enjoying this interview. So yeah, there's only a couple more questions. So before we go into your live performance, and of course you can play whatever you like. That's going to be an excellent performance. We just did sound check before this, and I was loving it. So what do you find stands out in your music, compared to other artists? Anything in particular that you kind of feel like you have? And again, if any of these questions are kind of like, I don't know how to answer that,
You don't have to answer it.
I think that my writing is very relatable to a lot of Canadians. And I mean, not in the sense that, it's heartbreak. Some of it is, but, people will say, oh, I have a cousin who lives out in Newfoundland. They would love that song. Or, I've been out to BC too. I lived on that island for 3 years. I loved it out there. So I connect a lot with my audiences. Also, I feel like I'm very genuine in what I write. It's there's nothing about me that's fake. Like I'm a very down to earth, genuine person. Like when you meet me, you'll be like, "Oh, this is her. She's not making it
I
up."
can already tell. I mean, when you walked in the room, right? So that's really good because there are a lot of we don't want to say anything bad about anybody, but we can say bad things about people that we conceptually don't even know or have never met. There are people like that that are just fake. So I totally get what you're saying there. And the last question, there's a couple, sorry. Have you ever lost your motivation? And if so, what did you do to get it back?
I often go through phases where writing becomes extremely difficult. I sit down and I'll write something and I'll just be like scratching it out every 2 seconds. And I'm like, it sounds awful. So no. But when I fall into a funk like that, I rely on literature. I read a lot of like books that encourage writing creativity, and usually that helps me get out of that funk. So that's pretty much it. I don't think I've never lost motivation for getting somewhere with my music. It is the only thing I've ever been passionate about, the only thing I've held on to for this long.
That's really awesome. I lost motivation for a few years.
Oops.
I lost my motive and then I got it back. I was in a better place in life. So anyway, that's different strokes, different folks. But that's great. Where can we find your music?
I am on every streaming platform, like including some that I don't even know. I've had someone ask me if I was on this platform. I said, well, you can look. And sure enough, my music was there.
Cool.
I mostly keep track of YouTube and Spotify and Apple Music, but
those are the biggies.
yeah.
Okay.
For just $2 a day, you can secure your place on the podcast, which airs on 101.3 FM and all of your favorite podcasting platforms. It's a great deal for such a low price.
All right, it's time for the game. You know what that means here on Artists Unloaded. The last person to hold the title. I think it's still I almost said Clarence Clooney. Clarence Cooney, who is a Belleville musician. He holds the title. And now the game is pretty simple. Brad, do you want to explain it? Because I need a break here. My mouth is foaming up. I need a sip of a drink here.
So it's called Lyric Blitz, and I'll give you a word. You have 5 seconds. You can blurt it out, either one of you. It's called Lyric Blitz, and you get 5 seconds. You can blurt it out. You'll get a word, and it'll be...
Whoever sings the song that the word is in,
the line.
or it says a line from the song, gets the point.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to...
So you gotta. She has to try to beat Clarence now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. When I was a kid, I used to do like these little tapes, and I called it Biff and Bart, and it was like Bart was the guy like my voice, and Biff was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on today, Bart?" And I've always said, ladies and gentlemen, I've always said that. Anyways, let's get to it.
Yeah.
We got to keep that in there.
All right.
Come on, that's funny.
So when somebody gets a correct answer, it'll be that, and when nobody gets an answer, it'll be... It's loud.
Hopefully we don't blow the ears off of the people that are watching with headphones at home.
All right. So first word, I'm going to say girl. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Want to know a secret?
Matt won.
Beatles. Matt won,
Yeah,
but he didn't win yet.
Matt won. Next word, guitar. 5, 4, 3,
I'm blanking.
2,
Me too.
1.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
both contestants, 0.
Third word is friends.
I get by with a little help from my friends.
That was a quick one.
Yes.
Fourth word is
Ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we're at a tie right now. Mellow Lily 1, Matt 1.
yeah.
On we go.
Butts.
Did you just say butts? I like big butts and I cannot lie.
That was an easy one.
Oh, yeah. Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah. Fifth word is
Can't.
can.
I can't get no satisfaction.
There you go. What's that?
2-1. Oh, it's
2 to
on.
1.
The score is
All right.
presently 2-1.
The sixth word is
We have 10 words.
yeah. Help.
Help, I need somebody. Help, not just anybody.
I didn't even start counting yet. That's how fast it was.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see it and you hear it. Mellow Lily in the lead, 3-1.
Seventh word is water. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Eighth word. The eighth word is saddle. 5, 4.
Cause I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city.
That's the one I was thinking of.
You guys, I never would have guessed it.
Was I on 7? Eighth word
Thank God.
is strings. 5, 4, 3, 2,
I hear that
1.
buzzer coming. There it is.
Ninth word is someone.
The
5,
Beatles song.
4.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you.
Thank you. That is like the best answer ever.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because we already did like Beatles like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ninth word is somebody. 5.
I already used this song.
Help.
Help!
3.
Help! I just need somebody. Help! Not just anybody.
There's a few with somebody in it.
Somebody somewhere somehow is dreaming of your love. Right?
Yeah.
You've heard that one. I don't know who it's by. It's by like, I don't know. It's like, I'm probably wrong about this. Actually, I know I'm wrong. Air Supply or something. It's some obscure band.
Yeah.
Or there's Sarah. I'm getting all these 80s songs coming in my head now. Yeah.
Okay, 10th word is Sunglasses.
I wear my sunglasses at night so I can.
It's like the only song.
Yeah.
Sunglasses.
And it's Canadian.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
remember my third grade teacher saying that she was going to see Corey Hart. I'll always remember that. She was all dressed up too that day. Like she was dressed up like a third grade teacher shouldn't be. And I'll always remember that. Yeah, I'm going to see Corey Hart tonight. She was playing at the Moncton Coliseum, or he was, or other. Anyway, enough of that.
All right. So Mellow Lily wins.
Congratulations. Did she beat Clarence though?
No.
Okay. So he still holds the title, Clarence. He still have the title. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, that was fun.
Stay tuned for a live studio performance. This spot could be yours. For just $2 a day, you can secure your place on the podcast, which airs on 101.3 FM and all of your favorite podcasting platforms. It's a great deal for such a low price.
I was driving down the road one Saturday morning, listening to the country radio. When out of the blue, an old song came on that made me think of you. I pulled into the driveway, I sat there waiting, a melancholy tune. The melody playing, the memories came in, I felt I couldn't move, 'cause it went to echoes in the shadows, ooh, and your ghost came alive, ooh, frozen in the darkness, ooh, just like a world without time. I put my feet on the dash, I sat there waiting, our old song was playing on. For a moment it felt like you were still here, we're never really gone. The last chords are playing, the melody fading, an echo far away. I opened the door, went into the house, I knew I'd be okay, 'cause it went to echoes in the shadows, ooh, and your ghost came alive, ooh, frozen in the darkness, ooh, just like a world without time. Oh. Good. Okay.
country we call home, right between the mountains and the eastern shores. I settled in a city on Lake Ontario, but I know this country offers so much more. Though my heart is yearning for the ocean and the foam, I hear my lover calling from my home. Though my feet are tethered to this train that travels on, I know that, baby, I was born to roam. I have seen the mountains in their glory way up high, and I have heard the lonely loon cry. I've traveled to eastward, seen the fishing boats and nets, but when I'm home with you, I like it best. Though my heart is yearning for the ocean and the foam, I hear my lover calling from my home. Though my feet are tethered to this train that travels on, I know that, baby, I was born to roam. I know that, baby, I was born to roam.
And that was Mellow Lily. Find her anywhere you get your music.
For just $2 a day, you can secure your place on the podcast, which airs on 101.3 FM and all of your favorite podcasting platforms. It's a great deal for such a low price. Music news.
All right. And that was a great performance. Thanks for being on the show, Mellow Lily. It's great to have you. And she did decide to stick around for the music news, and we like that. Thank you. So the AI conundrum, we have to address it at some point. Some say AI artists and AI music is rapidly becoming disregarded and ignored. That's leading to its collapse. However, groups still exist on the internet of people who have no real true musical talent, which is okay. And they're still creating music and rallying together. But boy, do they get angry when you talk bad about it. So many of these AI music makers are also very defensive, I just said that, about criticism. Calling them out on the absolute fabrication of music, which requires no talent whatsoever. However, companies are increasingly moving away from AI music, and the battle continues with a tug-of-war-like situation, causing a ruckus worldwide. And we all know that that's happening, and it remains to be seen. I think it's going to become more of a part of the production of music, hopefully, instead of, the music, right? So what do you think will happen? Personally, I think eventually it'll fade. Let's hope so. Real music will always be in demand, because as human beings, we can connect with the music. It's about feelings, a human emotion, and creating that real emotion that AI just cannot do. I personally think AI music is a complete abomination, but that's just my 2 cents. So let's get on to the real news. I just wanted to address everybody about that little excerpt that I put together. Key music news and highlights for April 2026. Beautiful View Music Festival. Following a successful debut in September 2025, this festival curated by Belleville Transplants, Hannah Georges, and Sean Sroka. Hopefully pronouncing that right. 10 Kills the Pack. The group has established a new community-focused and curated live music event in downtown Belleville. Local concert series. The 2026 Summer Series in Quinte West features acts like Just Another Band on July 16th and Megan and the Boys on July 23rd at the Frankfurt Tourist Park. It's a little town near Belleville. You want to check that out, because I haven't heard of anything going on in Frankfurt for a little while. Upcoming live shows, late April, early May 2026. Losing my breath here, guys. The Reasons are scheduled at the City of Quinte West, April 26th. I got to try this again. Mimi Obonsawin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Mimi. And the North Sound will play a double bill at the Old Church Theatre in Trenton on May the 3rd. Elliot Brood will perform at the Westmeath, Meath, like wreath without the W, but with an M. Community Center on May 1st. I don't know why I say the things that I say. That's been music news. I'm Matt. Next, Just the Tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Oh God, every time I hear that, I don't know, I cringe. It's good though. I like it, you know. Just the tip so that you know. Just the tip, guys. Get your music heard on Artists Unloaded by reaching out to us at artistunloaded.com. We will do what you can to get you seen and heard and promoted. Geez, what's wrong with me today? Didn't have enough coffees before I got here. Promoted within the show. Now, just so you know, our show airs on Amherst Island Radio, 101.3 FM on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, so don't miss out. You can also watch these videos on these podcasts on YouTube and the RSS feed. You just got to go to artistunloaded.com and all the information's there. You know how to get around on the internet. You know where to click. We don't have to tell you. You know where we're at. So we want to give a shout out again to Earshot Digital. If you want to get your music not only heard, but as well kind of registered with the digital delivery system that all of the college and campus radio stations around Canada and the nonprofit radio stations use for the delivery of your music. The days of, sending in physical copies are not gone, but this is something that you should do. It's only a few bucks to register your songs, and you get put into the system and your music will get played. I feel like the radio version. Anyway.
You're on fire, man. You're on fire.
On fire, they say. I'm on fire, they say. Anyway, this is Matt. That's been Just the Tip. Thanks for coming to Artists Unloaded. And we welcome you to the next episode. This has been season 1, episode 5. Brad's probably going to edit this out because it's unnecessary. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, Lily. Your name is Mellow, Lily. That's your stage name. Okay, I'm all mixed up here. Thanks for coming, Mellow Lily. We really appreciate you coming down, because without artists coming, we wouldn't have a show. And we haven't had anybody bail on us yet. So thank you. And I enjoyed the performance. Thanks for coming.
Hey you, what's your name? Is it true what they say about you?